Someone named Julian Brown allegedly invented fuel from plastic and then just disappeared. And I have not seen anyone else talking about this on YouTube, and it is a roller coaster of a ride, so I just wanted to talk about it. The last time I ever heard about something like this was Stanley Meyer, the guy who allegedly invented a car that would run on just water, and then he went out to a Denny's with investors and then just randomly died and was claiming that he was poisoned. But I did want to talk about this story about Julian Brown. So he is a 21-year-old inventor from Atlanta, and he just mysteriously went missing after his huge invention that he was calling plastoline, which converted plastic waste into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. So at first, when I read about this and I heard that he disappeared, my first thought was okay, is this real? And it absolutely is real. There is a lot out there where you can see videos of this pyrolysis reactor that he is using. As well, there are videos that I will show too of test results that show that the fuel that he is creating is even better and cleaner than diesel fuel that you would just be able to buy at a gas station. And what ends up happening is extremely fishy and very concerning, because after all of this progress and even getting so many followers, I'm talking 1 million followers, setting up a GoFundMe to raise money for a warehouse and a prototype, out of nowhere he releases this wild, sketchy, and scary video where he is telling his followers that he's under attack. And I'll put it on the screen now.
All right, listen everybody, I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack right now in many different ways, and I just want everybody to know to just kind of have your eyes open. And I have my eyes open, but there's a lot going on. So I'm still working, I'm still building. Nothing's gonna stop that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, be on the lookout, because I'm under attack.
So yeah, my first thought when watching this video is it is very scary. If someone with 1 million followers, they have a GoFundMe, and they also have invented a system to turn plastic into fuel, which would be revolutionary, I would be pretty scared and concerned when they are saying, quote, I am under attack. And you can see the description of the video says something is happening, keep me in your prayers, please screen record this, I don't know E, which I don't know why it ended on an E. I will be honest, I tend to be a skeptic, so I don't mean any disrespect to Julian Brown, but immediately I said, okay, this kind of smells a little fishy, because while it is scary to see a video like that and for someone to say I'm under attack, for some reason I wasn't 100% convinced, and this is where the rabbit hole gets very deep. So you can see here on Julian Brown's Snapchat, he has multiple videos saying I am not scared of the government and I almost died. The I almost died video is just something about a car tire being flat or something, and then I am not scared of the government just ended up, it seems like a rage bait sort of video. And it did feel pretty on the nose, because it seems like a lot of his followers are oh my gosh, this is very reminiscent of Stanley Meyer, which a lot of people gravitate towards that story, and it seems to err on the side of conspiracy theory. I am open to being proven wrong. I remained open-minded, and I also saw this video on their YouTube channel, Plastic Made Diesel Lab Test Results Better Than Expected, and check out this clip.
All right guys, I'm here at ASAP Lab with Ryan.
Hey.
He's gonna break down what the plastic diesel look like.
All right.
GC.
So on a gas chromatograph, what we found was that we have our ASTM standard diesel in the background. This is that gray one in the back. And then this is your sample here in the front. So on the front end, or our more volatile carbon, low retention time, we found that there was a little bit of a spike, nothing too normal, nothing too abnormal, maybe a little bit of higher carbon still in the diesel. But when we get to the aromatics, which is mostly will be a few additives to help with burning normally, those were totally missing, which is fine, because I don't think you're adding anything to your diesel. Right. But when we get to the actual diesel carbon chain lengths, so from C14 to C18, we see totally normal spikage with the diesel, and it's very clean, very minimal, nothing really out of the ordinary. You even have the trailing end here with your heavier carbons in the 4 to 5 minute mark in the retention time. But yeah, looks beautiful, looks clean, looks great.
And what did you think when you ran it?
I thought it was surprisingly well distilled. I thought it was surprisingly clean as well for plastic, and it blew my mind that plastic could be redistilled into diesel.
And did you have any thoughts ahead of time? Like, did you think it was going to come back clean, dirty, kind of in between?
So it was pretty dark and orangey, kind of indicative of high sulfur. So I thought there would be some contamination in there, but I was surprised by how clean it was.
Okay, yeah, so that was the video. And it looks like Julian Brown at this time, about 2 months ago, brought his plastic diesel fuel to ASAP Labs to get gas chromatography tests done in the sample. And you can see in the video, like we just saw, it came back great and it came back cleaner than diesel. And of course, I checked the website of ASAP Labs and like, this is definitely legit. Which begs the question, where in the world did Julian Brown go? He seemed to just disappear and a lot of people were concerned about him. Well, the rabbit hole gets even deeper because I found some news articles from news outlets that I have never heard of that I guess days before the post that I showed you where he said, I'm certainly under attack. He claimed that there was a secret helicopter locating him in the middle of nowhere, which I cannot find any evidence of that post, so that has to be alleged. But what ends up happening is that Julian Brown's mother told the Daily Mail that Julian is safe and that she could not provide more details for security reasons. And the Atlanta Police Department also confirmed that they are not investigating any missing person under Brown's name. So my skeptical nose got even more skeptical and I was sniffing out some sort of goofy hype train. Like maybe Julian Brown was just blowing this all out of proportions to like get eyes on his prototype so that he could get more funding. Because like I said, Julian Brown has $1 million goal on his GoFundMe and it looks like maybe a month or two ago it was at a few $1,000s and now if you check it, it's at $18,000. So I was very skeptical and I was saying to myself, was this just Julian Brown blowing something out of proportion to build up hype? And then this is when the real bombshell drops. The silence is broken. He was gone for like weeks, just leaving his followers very confused and very concerned about him. And then he just drops this video out of nowhere.
Hey, somebody tell those hackers, "He vuelto, perras." I'm back, bitches. And don't ever think I'm gonna go down without a fight. But I promised you guys in my last video, I'm still working, I'm still building no matter what. And thank all of you. I am so humbled to have the whole world's support. And I want to let you guys know that when some force is fighting me, you're not just fighting an individual, you are fighting the whole world and you are fighting the source, because this is not mine. This was bestowed upon me by the Most High. And I am just a vessel for the collective consciousness, so no amount of nefariousness can triumph somebody who walks in righteousness and faith. You see, these hackers, they got into my iCloud and they were able to basically remotely watch and view my entire phone. I figured out they were in my phone, kicked them out, and they had no more access to my phone, but they still had access to my Instagram somehow. My best guess is that these hackers were using some type of session token because they cloned my iCloud that was having the session tokens connected to my Instagram account. But to be honest, my best guess is yours. So you know what? I know you hackers are watching this right now, so how about you let the world know what you did? And while you're at it, you can also let the world know how all 3 of my microwave irradiated nuts taste in your mouth. They posted my driver's license 3 days back to back in front of millions of people. And no matter how many times I get in the account, delete the license picture, and then change the password, change two-factor, everything, they get back in. And I started to realize, wait a minute, these people have been studying me for 6 months. They have some type of back-end way to get into my account, and they know I'm the type of person to want to share with the world what's going on, keep you guys in the loop, and they're using that against me. So I said, you know what? They're not going to put me in a chess move. I'm going to do the opposite of what they are expecting. I'm going to break their plans by going silent. Since these hackers were exploiting past session tokens associated with my old iCloud they had a control over, the only person that could help me was Meta. My cybersecurity team couldn't. I couldn't help myself. We all know Meta is really slow. I reached out to them, look at these screenshots. They said, okay, this is a specialized case. You may have to wait 24 hours up to 2 weeks. It took 3 weeks, okay? I kept spamming them. Meta, please, Meta. Why? What is taking so long? And the breaking point was when I made international news for literally saying and doing nothing, because it freaks people out that much. I love you guys so much for all your concern, but that made me say, Meta, look, guys, even if your review is not done, please just let me log back into the account so I can calm down people. And Meta said, okay, we will, but we'll watch. So I made this vague post to my Instagram account yesterday that looks like a hacker on purpose, because the whole world wouldn't know if it was me or a hacker and be on edge, just in case the hackers could get back in and post something crazy. But the hackers knew I made that post, and they would try to get in the account again, which they did. They fell for the bait. Look how many times they tried to get it right back into my account minutes after posting it. But this time, Meta was watching. Meta now knows who these people are, and they're still doing the review, and we're gonna get them busted.
Mystery solved. And I love how you can see one of the top comments is, so nothing happened, bro, this is just one large scam. And yeah, while I don't entirely agree with that comment, I don't think this was a scam, I definitely don't agree with the ethics behind what Julian Brown did, because he made that very scary video telling his followers, I'm under attack. He was making it seem like someone was out to murder him or something, allegedly, right? And then what it ends up happening is his iCloud and his social media was hacked. He kept his followers in the dark for like weeks? And really, the best course of action here is, as soon as he got into his account, just make a post. Or if news outlets are contacting you, literally just make a post and be like, oh yeah, like I'm getting hacked. And unfortunately, I can only allegedly say and think that, was something going on here? Like he was thinking, oh, wait a second, I can blow this out of proportions just by a little bit to get a few more eyes on my GoFundMe. Again, this is all alleged. I don't know what really happened. What Julian Brown said happened. He got hacked. He was trying to give bait to the hackers. But I don't think I'm the only one who's thinking and feeling that the minimum he could have given to his followers is just saying, hey guys, I'm okay, I was just hacked. Because there's a really big difference between saying that and saying like, I'm under attack, I'm in danger, and being like really vague and sketchy about it. Look, I could be wrong here. I just don't think it's that much work to just inform your followers, hey guys, I was hacked. I'm sure maybe he had access to other forms of social media where he could, I mean, if you look at his link tree, he has so many forms of social media. I bet one of them he had access to and the hackers didn't get into. So just log into that social media account and say, hey guys, spread the word. I'm being hacked right now and I'm actively fighting it. I'm okay, I'm safe. But he told his followers that he was under attack and he had a lot of people concerned, so much so that news outlets started covering it. And again, you have to wonder, was he taking advantage of the situation in a nefarious way? Anyways, I just thought it was a roller coaster of a story. I haven't seen many people talking about it. I am happy that this guy is okay, and I do hope that he gets the funding that he needs. If anything, if this video were to get a bunch of views, I do hope that there are more eyes on his GoFundMe so that he can proceed with his prototype, and hopefully we can turn all the plastic in the world into fuel. I think that would be great. So I wish him all of the safety and all the success with his business, but I just thought this story was such a roller coaster and I really have not been seeing anyone else talk about it. So I'm glad for his safety and I just wanted to talk about it. That's it.